Om Ajnanatirmirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurum Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pasyatya De Satarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gauratishe Namaha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpa Taruvasya Kripa Sindhuvya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Brinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langhayate Girim Yatkripa Tamaham Bande Shri Guru Dinatarinam Shri Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Mishwaram. Hare Krishna. So we had almost taken 2 classes on spiritual world. So I don't know how many of you remember what did you understand. Last class was, I think, a little bit more scientific. So let us little bit revise what we discussed and then we will start today's class. Anyone would like to say what all things all of you remembered till now, whatever we have discussed? Yeah, give them permission. Okay. Give them permission. Okay, anyone would like to say? Yes, okay. Sunita Mataji, yes, please tell.
Hare Krishna,
Dandabat.
In last class, you explained the double slit experiment. When the detector was put, then the waves started behaving like particle, and when the detector was removed, then again started behaving like waves.
So, what was the conclusion?
Okay, when consciousness of Krishna is there, then this material realm is there, otherwise it is like everything is spiritual.
Okay. Yes, Ajay Prabhu.
Hare Krishna,
Dandavat.
So, yeah, we discussed about spiritual world, so, and time and space. So, what we discussed that time, we think that time is passing away. That is not true. Time is eternal, and it is manifesting in the way that we are perceiving, basically.
Yeah, that's a time is eternal, but it manifests in a way we are perceiving it. Okay. Anyone else? We discussed about 3 aspects of time. Yeah. So what all the 3 aspects of time we discussed? Oh, what is you? Two of you are in same place. Yes. Yes. Okay, Vishnu Priya also has raised hand. Okay, Vishnu Priya tell, and then Ansuman Prabhu. Yes.
We talked about the 3 C's of time.
3 C's of time we talked about. Everyone remembered? Yeah, the first C.
Catastrophic.
Means what?
Catastrophic is that the time never diminishes. Like the 4 birth, old age, then disease, and death. So in the material world, the 4 catastrophic effects are there, but in the spiritual world it is not there. Then we talked about cycling. control.
Hmm.
So in material world, time, like pleasure and misery is there in material world, but time is in control of Krishna in the spiritual world.
That's not the point. Okay. So the first 2 points are clear. So can you show this notes? So when I am seeing the notes, you have to show the notes, and like that you have to manage. You have to tell him how to do it. So that time has a catastrophic effect. This is the first thing we discussed, that how time in material world diminishes everything, right? And time also has a cyclic effect in material world, which is not true in spiritual world. It's not that morning is there, it has to come through afternoon and reach night. It can directly go to night, right? Based on the mood and requirement of the pastimes, right? And third is time controls material world, means that time controls means the imagine there is some pleasure we are getting from particular period or particular time, we are getting some pleasure. So that pleasure automatically goes away. So the time is in control. Like if you are getting some pleasure now, after some time you will not get that pleasure. You cannot say that, okay, now I am feeling so pleasure, let this continue for long. That we cannot expand time and contract time like that. Just like Krishna did Ras Leela, but he did Ras Leela for one night, which was like one Brahma's night. So he expanded the time, right? So imagine your birthday. So generally birthday celebrations are there. Generally wives do not much appreciate their husband, but in birthdays they appreciate their husband like anything. So generally the husbands have a very nice time in birthdays. Yes, Karan? So very nice time in the birthday. So generally husbands would think, what, this birthday, if it is become like 1 year only, then how it will happen? 1 day. But we cannot do like that in material world, but in spiritual world it happens like that. Right? And then we went to discussion about space. So and then we told about how space is more difficult to understand than time, and because time is coming from space only. Okay, how time is coming from space? Okay, Pavan Krishna Prabhu.
Prabhuji, you were saying like time is defined based on atomic movement. How much space they are, in how much time they are covering a particular space. So time is defined based on this space.
Yeah. So are you able to understand this? The time is defined based on So the definition of time is based on space. So time is defined based on space, means that time in material world. Tomorrow notes. Yeah. So time in material world is based on space, meaning that based on, like, it starts with atomic time. So atomic time is related to atomic space, as Pavan Krishna Prabhu said. What is atomic time? Time spent when sun moves in atomic space. Correct? If you remember, what is atomic time defined as? When the sun is moving from one atom to another atom. Sukadeva Goswami says, you remember this? Yeah, this one. We discussed about this, how everything is based on atom. One can estimate time by measuring the moment of atomic combination. Time is the potential of the Lord, and then atomic time is measured according to its covering a particular atomic space. So that means time is related to space. That means space is the first thing, fundamental thing. Time is not the fundamental thing. Space is the more fundamental than time. Okay, you are able to understand how, क्योंकि space से ही time निकला है. So time is based on atomic space, time in material world. Okay, and then we went to discuss about space. And before we discussed about space, we discussed about this Young's experiment, which resulted in this conclusion that consciousness, so here we have written already, we'll see, consciousness creates, changes energy into matter. Okay, so the conclusion is, transforms, let me write like this. Okay. So you will see in scriptures, two words बहुत बार repeat होता है, बार बार again and again repeat होता है in Bhagavad Gita also, that is called Abhyakta, Vyakta. How many of you have heard this word? Abhyakta and Vyakta. Sometimes you wonder, what is this Abhyakta and Vyakta? Kya hai Abhyakta and Vyakta? So Abhyakta basically is the unmanifested energy. Vyakta is the manifested matter. Just like in the Young's experiment, you saw that there is the, if you take the analogy, that there is the wave nature, which is like Abhyakta, and then there is the particle nature, which is like Vyakta of an electron or whatever it is. Scientists are able to understand that there is some wave nature, that is Abhyakta, and then there is Vyakta or particle nature or something, whatever it is. So Abhyakta means the energy form, Vyakta is the matter form or the particulate form, right? And scriptures say that Abhyakta transforms into Vyakta through consciousness of God. Vishnu. So when Vishnu glances, then Abhyakta becomes Vyakta. So Abhyakta is infinite, and Vyakta is finite. Okay. Just like we saw that how when we were trying to observe through our consciousness, then the wave collapses and becomes a particle. That's what scientists were finding out, correct? Everyone was able to understand that. So similarly, Our consciousness can create one electron into a particle or whatever it is, but Krishna can create the entire Avyakta into a Vyakta world. Okay, so how this Avyakta becomes Vyakta, we will also discuss today, elaborately a little bit, not fully into the creation, but some things like that. Now the question is, the first question today we will discuss, now today we will start the class. The first question is, how it is related to time in spiritual world. So all these discussions we made, elaborate discussions, lower the hand of Ajay Jana. So how this entire discussion we made, how these discussions are related to time in spiritual world. Second, why material world is created? Okay, and we will also discuss how material world is created little bit. We will not get into full discussion of creation, but at least the basics of creation. And the third one is the difference between material realm and spiritual realm. So this is something we'll discuss, these 3 points. Okay. Let's go ahead. Anyone has any pressing thing to ask? Okay, we'll go ahead.
Prabhuji.
Yes.
Prabhuji, this wave is also actually the part of material world because it is observable in material world.
Yes, the wave is also part of material world only.
Then how we are saying that the unmanifested is actually the wave?
No, so we are not saying that. We are just trying to tell what scriptures are telling. What scriptures are telling that the consciousness of Vishnu creates unmanifested energy into manifested matter. So that is also available in so the wave that is called, that is not fully that is not Abhyakta. That is a particular form of Vyakta also. But Vyakta may be categories are there. There is Vyakta, there is subtle categories of Vyakta. Like for example, mind. Is mind observable? But body is observable, correct?
Yeah.
So in all terms, this is there. Our consciousness, it creates mind to be observable in our face, correct?
Yeah.
So that is the basic concept of life, that through consciousness, matter transforms. Now this is also matter. Unmanifested energy is also matter. Manifested matter is also matter. But matter can only transform through the investment of consciousness. That is the basic conclusion we are trying to derive. We are not trying to tell that the electron is Abhyakta. Electron in what scientists are observing is also in category of Vyakta only. Because it's already made. But even in that Vyakta, there is subtle, there is gross, and those subtle gross transformations also happen because of consciousness.
Yes.
You're able to understand? So the scriptures, they finally through Sankhya and through all these different Purva Mimamsa, Uttara Mimamsa and all those things, finally establish that consciousness creates vikar. Vikar matlab transformation in the matter. Matter cannot transform itself. That's the final. So that means if in a microscopic level I am so why the scriptures are telling all these, making all these points is that तो बिना consciousness intervention से matter cannot transform itself. Now if matter cannot transform itself without consciousness, then there has to be a super consciousness who is transforming the super matter, and that's how they establish God. How God is made into Vedas is also material. Vedas also give lot of material knowledge. Vedas also have physics, Ayurveda, chemistry, रसायन शास्त्र सब कुछ है. But ये सब शास्त्र में भगवान को कैसे लगाया गया है कि this is how Vedas conclude that there has to be a God. Are you able to understand? How many of you understood this point which I made? Okay, Veer Narasimha Prabhu understood. So he will explain what I told.
Prabhuji, actually you explained that as we see in the material world also, the matter also has categories. Like some matter is in the more subtle state, some is in the more gross state. Then you give the example of if we see in our life only, then we have our mind and we have our body. So mind is a material element only, but it is more subtle. And then body is more gross. So how our mind is manifested? We manifest our mind by our with the consciousness manifest our mind through this.
Like I'll give an example of this. Let's say Veer Narasimha Prabhu comes back from office and Ritu Mataji is very angry that why he came late from the office, right? But through consciousness, Ritu Mataji can either hide her mind and also express her mind. Yes, Ritu Mataji? हाँ? ठीक है, दबा के रखते हैं, आज नहीं, आज छोड़ देते हैं. तो then Veer Narasimha Prabhu doesn't understand. He eats the paratha, बहुत अच्छा सब बना है सब कुछ, and Ritu Mataji is smiling and everything and all those things. Then one day it goes like this. Then second day also same thing happens. Second day also Ritu Mataji is also, Ritu is telling, oh, Veer Narasimha is telling, Ritu is so nice, so nice, so nice. And third day, through her consciousness, she is able to sow the mind through the body. Correct? This is what example I am giving. So, matlab consciousness is the changing factor. Without consciousness, you will not be able to see the observable change in the matter. Everyone understood this example? It happens like this. It happens like this. You should ask Ritu Mataji. Where is he?
Right.
Huh?
Right. Yes, you're right.
Yes, Veer Narasimha Prabhu, tell.
Yes, bro. Then, in the same way, like when we are talking about the wave and the particle nature of the electrons, so they are also manifested. But in that also there is category. When it is in the wave nature, it is in the subtle form. And when it is coming to the electron or particle nature, it becomes more gross form. So when we are living entities, we are tiny living entities, our consciousness is limited, we are able to transform at least that manifested subtle to the manifested gross. So Krishna, the Vedas establishes in this way that when we are able to do this much, so similarly there should be someone more higher. Now who is able to transform the completely unmanifested to the manifested.
Yeah. Now you are able to understand how Vedas establish God, right? कि हम अगर छोटा मैटर अपने से कुछ नहीं करेगा, कोई कॉन्शियसनेस इंटरवेंशन होगा, मैटर ट्रांसफॉर्म होगा, राइट? सो अगर हम छोटा चीज कर रहे हैं तो बड़ा चीज तो कोई कॉन्शियसनेस इन्वेस्टेड किया होगा तब जाके हो पा रहा है. एंड दैट्स व्हाई देयर हैज टू बी अ सुपर कॉन्शियसनेस बियॉन्ड द minute consciousness, the Jivatma, and that's how they establish God. Okay, is this clear? Kushal Bihari Prabhu? Yes, Bihari Govind has some question. Yes.
In the first session where you were talking about different time related to time, you told there were 4 C's.
So we'll discuss about the 4th C. We'll discuss about the 4th C. Hold on. Class is not over. Yes. Yes, Arpan Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Prabhuji, you said that when Vishnu glances on the energy, it transforms into matter, right?
Yes.
So my question is that how can something which exists without the glance of Krishna, means energy exists, but how is not under the glance of Krishna? Means if it is unmanifested, in the unmanifested form, how it exists without glance of Krishna? Because
Okay. So we'll discuss that. I understood your question. We will discuss and it will get clear how it happens when we say how material world is created, why it is created, all those things. We'll discuss that. Then this question will get clear. Okay, let's start now the discussion. Okay, so now. So first about time. So you see, so how time is defined? So let us say हम atom को थोड़ा बड़ा करके दिखा रहे हैं, ठीक है? Okay, so this is atom. It has some dimension. वो सन को रेड कर देते हैं. Okay, sun. Okay, so sun passes. Okay, and then now sun is here. Oops, sun is here, and this time T is equal to atomic time, and this is a vyakta matter. This is okay. Now the next is situation 2. So imagine this vyakta matter becomes energy. Then what will happen? Where the sun, what is the beginning of the energy and end of the energy that sun has to so as sun moves, everything is energy only. There is no starting point. So this is how, this is material realm and this is spiritual realm. There is no difference of time in material realm or spiritual realm, but we perceive the time in material realm as a finite thing, though time in material realm is also a spiritual thing only. Kala, as we say, Krishna says, Kalosmi. Matlab, the Kala which we see in material realm is also spiritual, because how Krishna can be material? But because of living in a finite world, we perceive the kala in the finite world as a finite time. Otherwise, kala is always eternal. So if this atom is there and sun passes from this atom to this atom is called atomic time, and this atom becomes a wave or energy, then what is time? If everything is energy, then what is the definition of time? How many of you are able to understand this? Don't sleep. Everyone should have some notebook, pen, otherwise you will not understand. Okay, Nishan Prabhu has some.
In the situation you have told that in a spiritual world, everything is an object form.
Everything is a?
In object form.
So,
time is eternal.
No, abhyakta form nahi, it's in energy form. So we will discuss about what is abhyakta energy and what is spiritual, what is material. We'll discuss that. Just now consider this. Don't go get into too much of further. No, ये आपको समझ में आया क्या? जब पार्टिकल है तो टाइम का कुछ मैनिफेस्टेड फाइनाइट नेचर है, बट ये एनर्जी बन गया तो उसका स्टार्ट पॉइंट एंड पॉइंट कुछ नहीं है, तो टाइम भी इटर्नल बन गया. Everyone is able to understand this. You are able to conceive and perceive this, what I am telling, If I say that from this one end of the light, from one end of this monitor screen to another end of the monitor screen, when sun passes, it is called 1 second. Sun takes 1 second to pass from here to here. But if monitor screen becomes a wave only, then what is 1 second now? There is nothing called 1 second. So time is eternal because time is always eternal. Time is kala, but we see time as a manifested finite time because of the movement of the sun and because of dealing with particular nature of the world. हम चीजों को ऐसे देखते हैं तो इसीलिए हमको लगता है कि हर चीज ऐसे कुछ होना चाहिए, कुछ इधर से इधर टाइम पास होगा. एंड आवर डेफिनेशन ऑफ टाइम इज व्हाट? इज द मूवमेंट ऑफ द सन ओनली. करेक्ट? इज दिस क्लियर? हाँ.
Hare Krishna. Say the situation you mentioned, situation 1 and situation 2. Situation 1 you told that it is back to matter, which is atom, and below that sun moves. But in the material world, sun is fixed now. It's material world, sun is fixed.
Okay, so sun is not fixed. That's what I think Kushal Bihari Prabhu will tell about this. He had taken a session. Sun is not fixed. Sun is moving around the entire Mount Meru Parvat. Sun is not fixed. So that's what.
Very different level if you think, but in the material world, if you go to the scientific group, everything, sun is fixed, and around the sun there are different planets which are.
Whatever it is, in relatively, even if scientists say that planets are moving and sun is fixed, then that relative movement of the planets creates the finite time.
Okay.
What is time based on? What is 24 hours? When sun was at 6 o'clock here in Calcutta, and again sun is again will come at 6 o'clock, same sun will start rising in Calcutta. In Calcutta, we will perceive 24 hours, correct? Now, whether you consider earth is moving or sun is moving, but that movement of the planets creates time, correct? But if the planets are not perceivable only, they are not perceivable as a matter, they are not possible as a gross body of matter, then where is time now? Then tell me. If earth is just an energy and sun becomes an energy, then where is time? That's what I am telling. Whether earth is moving or sun is moving, that's another debate. Let's not get into it. But whoever is moving, because of that movement, But since Earth is a perceivable particle type big macro object and Sun is a macro object, and when they are moving, then it's created time. But if they are energy, then where is time? Is this clear? Or you have some question? Okay, okay. Until unless this is clear, we'll not go ahead. Okay, yes. Udharan Krishna Bro. I think class is becoming more technical. Okay. Yes.
We're considering movement of sun between the atoms, but sun also has atoms. Now, so is it relative time with what we are talking here?
Yeah.
How is it?
So it's sun also has atoms, but when the sun rays, it's about the rays. When the sun rays move from one atom to another atom, then it is called atomic time. That's defined. It's not about sun, the sun rays. So, okay. Yes, Poonam Mataji.
Prabhuji, if you can give example, something like define the characteristics of energy, then it will be much easier for me to understand.
So we will discuss about characteristics of energy definitely. Yeah, as we go ahead. This you understood, situation and situation 2?
Yes, Prabhuji. But I am not able to conceive like energy, how it is.
Okay, so you are not able to conceive energy. So you have seen the geo waves, electromagnetic waves. Are you able to see in your room? Are you able to see the Wi-Fi signals?
No.
They are there, that's why you are connecting with me, correct?
Correct.
That's energy. Now what is the beginning of the Wi-Fi signal, end of the Wi-Fi signal? There is no. So like that. So the energy is spread around, right? So energy is spread around. It gets dissipated definitely because of the collisions with other energies and all. But energy is all spread around. Can I say that where is the start of the electromagnetic wave in my room and where is the end of the electromagnetic wave? But the room I can see. Okay, this is the beginning of the room. This is the end of the room. But in the room, where is the energy? The geo waves, all are around. Geo waves are there, Airtel waves are there. Can I distinguish where is geo, where is Airtel? Nothing. They have taken one spectrum of the electromagnetic waves, and that's all.
But the network also is limited, no?
Yeah, network is limited. That's what I am telling. So that's what Kushal Bihari Prabhu also asked. That even what we say as abhyakta in this world is also bhyakta, and that's why abhyakta is an extended form of what we see here. You are able to understand? Matlab, the energy what I am showing you in this world is also not abhyakta, it is bhyakta only. So the abhyakta energy is very difficult to conceive. Matlab, it is everywhere. Here, what happens is, if you put a router in living room, then you go to bedroom, router signal is down, correct? So then the energy dissipates. But in what abhyakta energy means, it's all around the same. You are able to understand?
Yes, yes.
Because what you are and what examples I am giving, see, I am trying to give examples from a vyakta world about an abhyakta world. So I am trying to give something which is abhyakta and trying to help you relate ki there will be a abhyakta which is fully abhyakta. Even in this world also which is abhyakta, it is not fully abhyakta. It is also vyakta. Like for example, you can make the electromagnetic waves become vyakta or manifested through a mobile device. Right? But how is the abhyakta? Abhyakta is basically the space. Abhyakta is what? The space. Okay, we will discuss about abhyakta more. Okay. Yes. Selja Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
There's some.
Prabhuji, just 1 minute. What I understood about vyakt and avyakt is whatever we can, according to our consciousness, it's Vyakt or Avyakt. Right, Prabhuji? It is according to our consciousness, what is Vyakt and what is not Vyakt in this material world. It is according to our consciousness. It is relative, Prabhuji.
Yeah, it is relative, but there is a consciousness of the human beings. Certain access is given to human beings also. Like for example, all the human beings, no matter how much ever they try, they cannot see the moon. The moon that is Vyakta to the human beings is different than the moon that is Vyakta to the demigods. So you may try, all the human beings may try, all the scientists may try and put probes and everything, but they only have a particular limited access to the what moon they can see. But the demigods have a higher access.
Like what is Avyakt here in this material world?
अव्यक्त मतलब which you cannot see. अरे अव्यक्त का basically meaning है which you cannot perceive. That's it अव्यक्त. Definition of अव्यक्त is which you cannot perceive. Okay? Yes, Sumit Prabhu.
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी। हाँ,
बोलो
प्रभु जी। मेरा प्रश्न ये प्रभु कि पहले जब हम लोग स्टार्टिंग का क्लासेस करते थे ना, तो ये चीज हमको बताया गया प्रभु कि अगर एक जीवात्मा की बात की जाए और एक मैटर की बात की जाए, तो दोनों में जो बेसिक डिफरेंस है वो ये कि एक में हम लोगों में कॉन्शियसनेस की वजह से हम लोग परफॉर्म कर पा रहे हैं, और एक मैटर को देखते हैं, कंप्यूटर को देखते हैं, उसमें वो कॉन्शियसनेस नहीं है। प्रभु जी, तो जो अभी जिस कॉन्शियसनेस की हम बात कर रहे हैं, क्या ये वही आत्मा की बात हो रही है?
Yes. So there is super atma and there is infinite atma, infinite simal atma. So both its consciousness is basically atma only, soul, spirit. Correct.
ठीक है प्रभु। तो अभी जो डबल स्लिट एक्सपेरिमेंट की बात हुई, उसमें जब हमने एक डिटेक्टर लगाया, तो उसका द वे द पार्टिकल्स इलेक्ट्रॉन्स फॉर बिहेविंग वो डिफरेंट हो गया। तो कैसे वो प्रभु जी, उसमें तो आत्मा नहीं है?
उसमें आत्मा नहीं है, पर हमने तो आत्मा है, हम तो कॉन्शियसनेस इन्वेस्ट कर रहे हैं उसमें नहीं है, बट हमने तो है। उस उदाहरण स्वरूप मेरे कैमरा में आत्मा नहीं है, पर मैं कैमरा को उठा के हिला सकता हूं। आपको दिख रहा है हिल रहा है मेरा कैमरा, तो मैं हाथ लगाया हिला, तो मेरे में आत्मा है ना, खुद से वो हिल नहीं सकता है, मैं इन्वेस्ट किया ना। So now how the consciousness is getting transferred and changing the electron and this. So this is how the consciousness is. Consciousness is much beyond our perception. Like for example, here you have consciousness and here also you have consciousness. How the consciousness is transferred here? The soul is sitting on the heart only, tell me. You tell me, the soul is seated in the heart. Now, if you pinch your finger, you are feeling, correct? Then how, so the consciousness is spread all around the body. And consciousness is not spread around the body. Even scientists have found out through aura, consciousness is spread, the person's consciousness is spread all around, right? So there are energy healers. They have seen that they are somewhere else and they can expand their consciousness and heal someone who is somewhere else. So consciousness is not limited to, because it's spirit, it is unlimited. It's not limited to time and space. Like you sitting in your home may not be able to take your body immediately to where your brother is there, Nitin is there, but your consciousness can immediately go. And when we get the power, it not just can go, it can also do something and come back. That's how the yogis they do. They go and do, they will put one deep in Rameshwaram, then they will get up and put another deep in Puri, and then they will get up and put another deep in Badrinath, and they will get up and put another deep in Dwarka. So 4 dham in just 1 second. Okay. The soul is consciousness, soul is energy, and that's why time doesn't have any effect, as he is telling the right. Time doesn't have any effect. Okay, yes, Ajay, Nishan Prabhu, then Vishnu Priya, then.
Suppose in the second situation, you have written the time is eternal. But actually, it means also that there is no existence of time there.
There is existence of time. Time is an energy. Time is also an energy. Time is eternal means time is also an energy of the Lord. But just like any energy, just like electromagnetic energy requires to be perceived, requires a mobile device. Similarly, the time is perceived in this particulate world in the form of a manifested time. 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour. But time is also eternal, it's an energy.
Like an infinite form.
It's in infinite form. It's an energy. Okay, yes, and you, Vishnu Priya.
We pray for someone, and so that is the time when we are giving our consciousness to them.
Yes, perfect. When we pray for someone, we are investing our consciousness, and more stronger is our consciousness, more powerful are our prayers. It's true. Through consciousness, you can break the light, you can break the glass, you can do all those things. You can cook. Nice, na? Huh? It's much better than Swiggy and Zomato. Let there be biryani. Correct. Amazed. Let there be aloo paratha. So like that. Okay. Yes, Sukriti Mataji. Final hammering the nail, the last nail. Yes.
No, I'm just asking about Mahatattva. So
we'll go to Mahatattva. Mahatattva will go. Mahatattva. We'll discuss about Mahatattva. We'll discuss about how material. We'll discuss that when the second question is created. How material world is created. We'll discuss. So this is spiritual time. This is material time. इतना आपको समझ में आ गया?
Yes, that is. Okay,
we'll go to material world. ठीक है? Yes, Madhur Kolipru, in this page you have any discussion point? ये जो page मैंने दिखाया, situation 1 situation.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु
yes.
That means 11th chapter में भगवान ने जो विश्व रूप दिखाया था, that is exactly this what you are saying. That consciousness.
नहीं 11th chapter में जो विश्व रूप दिखाया था अभी नहीं पढ़ेंगे अभी हम. That we'll discuss later on what it is. Okay, we'll just discuss about situation 1, situation 2. Time materially manifested, time spiritual. Okay. Spiritual time is always spiritual. It is form of the Lord. Kalosmi. Okay. So it is we perceive the time based on how we perceive because of living in a material world. Okay. Is this clear? Yes, Monalisa Mataji. Last.
Krishna Prabhuji, Dhanavad Pranam. Prabhuji, one confusion. They maybe sun we using here because we want to perceive time, because spiritual world में तो sun है ही नहीं.
Yeah, correct. That's true. That's what you are telling is exactly true. In spiritual world, there is no requirement of light and everything. So time is also an energy. So what I am telling is, time in material world is also eternal time. There is nothing called temporary. There is nothing called temporary. It is just our mental perception. It is just a perception. There is nothing called temporary. Even the matter is also not temporary. This is also not temporary. That's why when Sankaracharya says, Brahma Satya, Jagat Mithya, it is actually Mithya. It is wrong. That's how the Vaishnavas are against the Sankara philosophy or the Brahmavadis or the impersonalists or the Mayavadis, because they tell a wrong statement. The material world is also eternal. The manifestation is temporary. The manifestation is temporary. It was there. That's what the scientists. So that means Shankaracharya, what he is telling is against even the scientist. It is lower than the material scientists are at least able to prove that energy is neither created nor destroyed. Energy is always conserved. Correct? Correct? But even Shankaracharya's fellows, they say that, Brahma Satya, Jagat Mithya. So, Jagat is not Mithya, the manifestation is Mithya. And what is Mithya is basically the temporary nature of Jagat. Okay? We will see when we discuss more about material realm, kaise bana hai, then. Okay? This is clear? Now shall we take the first sloka of today's class? Okay. Okay. This is a very important sloka, and this clarifies a lot of doubts about material realm, spiritual realm. Okay. Okay, by the way, let me just discuss about the fourth C first. Ajay Prabhu, mute. Fourth C is constrained. So because material world is a particulate world, so the space is defined in terms of particles. How the space is defined? Starting from here till here, the space is defined based on a particular amount of air it is covering. Like when you purchase a AC, it will say, okay, for a 120 square feet room, you have to use minimum 1.5 ton of AC, correct? Because it is calculating the volume of the air and based on the volume of the air. So space is calculated based on particles. And that's how it is constrained. But in spiritual realm, space is just an energy. It's an eternal energy. And that's how we will see in this verse what Prabhupada and this is Kapila Dev speaking to Devahuti. I wonder, sometimes people like, very interesting. I'll tell one very interesting thing. It's a side talk. So in Bhagavad Gita or somewhere you will see there is always a conflict, and people tell that our scriptures are telling that the ladies are less intelligent. How many of you have heard that, people complaining that scriptures tell that ladies are less intelligent and ladies are this and that, and then they fight like tooth and nail that our scriptures are Vedas are patriarchal. What they say? Yes, Udharan Krishna? Patriarchal. Huh? So ladies are less intelligent. उनको ऐसे रख दिया गया है, दबा के रख दिया गया है. Now if you read Kapila Dev's section, and Kapila Dev is not teaching to Udharan Krishna or a scientist, Kapila Dev is teaching to Devahuti. And you will find teeth grinding, the most difficult philosophy of Bhagavatam that is mentioned is in this section between Kapila, Devahuti Sambad, where Kapila is giving a class to a lady with Devahuti, and Devahuti is understanding everything, and Devahuti is also asking question. And then we say that the Vedas are patriarchal or what, women are less intelligent. What nonsense conclusions they have, because they don't read properly, na? Right? Ladies are less intelligent and all those things. Because yes, Bhagavad Gita says that ladies have, but what it says is not this, that ladies do not have power to understand and everything. Because this entire philosophy, the Sankhya philosophy, is spoken by Kapila Dev to his mother, who is a lady. Okay. So we will see. Now you will not understand anything, but Devoti understood and asked question. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Etavan eva sankhyato Brahmana sagunasyaha Sannivesho maya prokto Yaha kala panchabimshakaha Etavan eva sankhyato Brahmana sagunasyaha Sannivesho maya prokto Yaha kala panchabimshakaha. Okay. Translation and purport His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. All these are considered the qualified Brahman. Okay. Kya all these? The mixing element, which is known as time, is counted as the 25th element. We will discuss about all these things. We'll just read the purport. According to the Vedic version, there is no existence beyond Brahman. Sarvam Khalomidam Brahma, Chandogya Upanishad. It is stated also in the Vishnu Puran that whatever we see is Parasya Brahmana Sakti. Whatever we see is Brahma. Everything is an expansion of the energy of the Supreme Absolute Truth, Brahman. When Brahma is mixed with the three qualities, goodness, passion, and ignorance, there results the material expansion, which is sometimes called Saguna Brahma, and which consists of these 25 elements. In the Nirguna Brahma, where there is no material contamination or spiritual world, the three modes, goodness, passion, and ignorance, are not present. Where Nirguna Brahma is found, simple unalloyed goodness prevails. Saguna Brahma is described by Sankhya system as consisting of 25 elements, including the time factor, past, present, and future. Okay, how many of you understood? Okay, okay. So we will discuss about it. Okay, so please write down, otherwise you will sleep. What is happening? Kya kya ho raha hai? So Krishna has three energies. Now, so we are now discussing the second question's answer. How material and spiritual world are existing or created. Okay, so Krishna has three energies. Antaranga, Tatastha, Bahiranga. Okay. So the Antaranga Sakti is again divided into three parts. Sandhini, Sambit, Ladini. So this Sandhini Sakti is basically the Brahma, or which is also called as Sat. This is Sat, this is Chit, This is Ananda. Okay. Bahiranga Sakti also has 3 elements: Sattva, Raja and Tama. Okay. So, in spiritual world, everything is made with Sandhini Sakti, that is Sat energy. So Sandhini Sakti is not conscious. So like last time Kushal Bihari Prabhu was telling that, oh Prabhu, the Rasgulla is conscious, is this conscious, everything is conscious, Rasgulla enters. So it is not, everything in spiritual world is not conscious. Right? Everything is eternal. Right? So there are conscious forms and there are eternal forms, but nothing is temporarily manifested. Everything is eternally manifested. The stone is there. Stone is eternally manifested as a stone, right? That is called the Sat energy. Sat matlab ever existing, right? So here the Rasgulla goes into our body, like Prabhupada gives a very, recently I was hearing a lecture by Radhanath Maharaj. We'll hear this story nicely. So, Srila Prabhupada tells a story, Maharaj was quoting from Srila Prabhupada, that one day one person took a Rasgulla and he took in the night and slept and got up in the morning, and then he went, whatever we do in the morning, he got up, and then he got up and he saw the stool. It was so obnoxious, and somehow or other the stool was speaking, and the man was speaking to the stool, and the man was looking at the stool in a very, very obnoxious way, and the stool was, why you are looking at me in this way? The man said, what do you mean that I am looking at you in such an obnoxious way? You are so obnoxious. So that's why I am looking at. And the stool said, I am not like this. And the man said, what nonsense, you are not like this. You are stinking, you are obnoxious. And the stool said, I was such a wonderful Rasgulla yesterday night. Look, in just 6 hours of association with you, what I have become. So this story Srila Prabhupada says about association. कि क्या हो सकता है association से. Anyway, Srila Prabhupada has a lot of graphic stories. And Maharaj is expert in getting those graphic stories. So anyway, what I am telling is that the Rasgulla, it enters, but it doesn't get transformed into whatever happens in material world. So everything is made with the Sat energy or the Sandhini Sakti, which is called Brahma. Right? Everything in spiritual world, whatever forms we see in spiritual world, is made with the Sandhini Sakti or Brahma. And then there are also Satchidananda Vastu. So they are what? They are souls which have all the 3 aspects, right? So they have Sat, Chit and Ananda souls, and they get a resource of Sandhini Sakti to serve the Lord. So the Lord is served through the resources by the souls, which souls do not have only Sat, they have the Sat aspect, they have the Chit aspect, and they have also the Ananda aspect, right? So some part of Sandhini, Sambit and Ladini is there in the soul, and Satchitananda, we say na, Bhagwan ka bhi Satchidananda vigraha hai और हमारा भी सच्चिदानंद विग्रह है. Only those who have Satchidananda Vigraha have consciousness. Because Chit brings consciousness. Chit Sakti brings consciousness. How many of you understood this point? Everyone understood this point? That Chit Sakti brings consciousness. The Brahma doesn't have consciousness. It has only eternal existence. Okay? But the souls are not Brahma. They are Sat Chit Ananda. Okay? Is this clear? Now, then how the material world is formed? So all the forms yeah.
If Sat brings consciousness,
Chit brings consciousness. Yes. Chit is consciousness. Sambit. Okay. Material world. So what happens is the Sat aspect or the Brahma, as it is mentioned in this, gets mixed with the Bahiranga Sakti, that is Sattva, Raja and Tamo. So what we say as the Brahma Jyoti or the Brahma of the spiritual world, when it mixes with the Sattva, Raja, Tama, the Bahiranga Sakti, what results is the Avyakta Pradhan. Okay. So this is unmanifested, undifferentiated. We'll discuss about all these things. Material energy. Okay. So Pradhan is basically the building block of material existence, and this Pradhan is also eternal. Finally जब सब कुछ एनिहिलेट हो जाता है, जो बचता है केवल प्रधान. Okay. Finally, what is remaining? So that's how when the Sankaracharya's philosophers, they say that material realm is temporary. It's not temporary. The material elements are also eternal. Material elements are there in Pradhan. And what is how the material elements are created? When the Sat, the Brahma Jyoti gets mixed with the Sattva, Rajatama, three gunas, they become the Abhyakta Pradhan. And इसको सगुण ब्रह्म भी बोलते हैं, और एक उसका नाम है सगुण ब्रह्म. सगुण मतलब ब्रह्म मिक्स्ड विथ गुण. निर्गुण मतलब this is called Nirguna Brahma, and this is called Saguna. Okay. So unmanifested मतलब वो manifest नहीं हो, it's only in the energy form. Undifferentiated मतलब the elements can't be separately, can't be nahi, right word would be do not have separate existence. So Abhyakta Pradhan, this is eternal. It always exists. Okay. And then this Abhyakta Pradhan, which is like the energy, is glanced by Mahavishnu. Now what Mahavishnu does through his glance, he puts time and the Jivatmas, Kala and the Jiva. And then when Saguna Brahma, or what you say the Pradhan, it is mixed with the time element or the time energy of the Lord plus the Jivas, it becomes something called Mahat Tattva. Okay, which Sukriti Mataji was telling, what is Mahat Tattva. Okay. So here time is still in an energy form. Time is not manifested. So what is Mahat Tattva? It is unmanifested. Unmanifested again. It is not manifested. It is also in energy form, but it is differentiated. Means now the elements have their independent existence now. Now how they got independent existence? Because of time. जब भगवान अपनी काल शक्ति प्रधान में निवेश करते हैं तो वो काल शक्ति प्रधान की जो 12 जितने सारे एलिमेंट्स है उसको डिवाइड कर देता है. तो क्या क्या एलिमेंट्स है? व्हाट आर द एलिमेंट्स ऑफ प्रधान? देयर आर 24 elements. So what are elements? 5 gross elements. Tell, all of you tell, what are the 5 gross elements? Earth, air and all those things. Okay. Then 3 subtle, mind, intelligence, false ego. Okay. And then 5 Jnana Indriyas. So Jnana Indriyas are what? Eyes, ears and all those things. 5 Karma Indriyas. Karma Indriyas are hands, legs and all those things. And then 5 sense objects. How much? 23 हो गया? 5 3 8 5 8 5 13 18 5 23. So this is about 23 plus 1, that is Jiva, the 24th element, plus 1, that is time, that is the 25th element, and that's why it is mentioned in this verse. So where the verse went? Down it is there. Time is. Oh, रुको. You raise your hand and ask the question. So time is calculated as the 25th element. So 23 elements plus Jiva plus time, this becomes 25. Okay. So what is Mahat Tattva? Mahat Tattva is this 25 elements. What is Pradhan? Pradhan is basically Brahma Jyoti plus 3 gunas. And Pradhan में भी ये सारे एलिमेंट है. ये जो 23 एलिमेंट्स प्रधान में भी है, बट वो अलग अलग उसका एग्जिस्टेंस नहीं है. पर जैसे ही भगवान अपनी समय को इन्वेस्ट, काल शक्ति इन्वेस्ट करते हैं, प्रधान महत्त्व बन जाता है. महत्त्व में क्या है? इट इज ऑल्सो अनमैनिफेस्टेड एनर्जी, बट जस्ट लाइक you can say like this, there is महत्त्व is like Jio network, Airtel network and Vodafone network, all network together, it's all there, but it's unmanifested. but then mix all the network together as a single electromagnetic wave, then it is called pradhan. Okay, like that. So that's the difference between pradhan and mahatattva. And then the further creation happens. Then mahatattva again mixes with the gunas. The three gunas again, they again mix with mahatattva, and then the first element, that is false ego, comes out. Especially mahatattva, when it mixes with tamagun, then the false ego comes out. And then we will discuss in another class how the further mahatattva के बाद creation कैसे बनता है, वो हम बाद में देखेंगे, ठीक है? We will not. So here Jiva also has to play a role. Jiva's desire also plays a role. Okay. And then other elements come. Okay. So in spiritual world is also eternal. Material world is also eternal. Material world is Saguna Brahma. Spiritual world is Nirguna Brahma, made with Nirguna Brahma. Right? But then the spiritual world also has variety. Right? Then the impersonalists, they say what? The Nirguna Brahma doesn't have variety. But Nirguna Brahma also has spiritual variety, and Saguna Brahma has material variety. Okay? It is Nirguna means that it doesn't have Sattva Rajatama. But the impersonalists, they say what? Nirguna means it doesn't have guna. Guna means quality. Galat hai. Guna matlab the Sattva Raja guna. It doesn't have the material energy involved. So it's the play of words that the impersonalists, they do. Okay, is this clear? Now you can ask question. Yes, Selja Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Prabhuji, what is sense object?
Sense object is this, na? Sense object is शब्द, सुनने के लिए शब्द, टेस्ट करने के लिए रस, सूंघने के लिए गंध. These are sense object. शब्द, रस, गंध. आपके पास कान है बट शब्द नहीं है, तो क्या आप सुनेंगे? कान भी चाहिए और शब्द भी चाहिए. तो कान भी भगवान ने बनाया और बॉलीवुड गाना भी बनाया. बेसिकली दो स्वर बनाया, व्यंजन बनाया, स्वर व्यंजन, एंड देन सप्तराग. राइट? वो भी तो चाहिए, है कि नहीं? यस. ओके, सो मेनी क्वेश्चंस हैव कम. ओके, उदाहरण कृष्ण प्रभु.
प्रभु, ये जो ब्रह्मन इज ऑल परवेडिंग, एंड देन इट्स विद थ्री गुणा, एंड some particular part of Brahman only is mixing with three guna.
Yes. So that's how the Ekapada Vibhuti, Tripada Vibhuti.
Okay. And then these three guna, what are they then? Because we know
three guna is an energy, na? Another energy. वही तो बोला मैं. भगवान की तीन एनर्जी है. बहिरंग it's also another Shakti. Three gunas is Bahiranga Shakti. It's a Shakti of the Lord. Is another energy of the Lord. See, these different energies are mixing and different things are getting created. सच्चिदानंद, तीन एनर्जी है. भगवान की तीन एनर्जी सच्चिदानंद मिक्स होके 10 सच्चिदानंद स्वरूप बनते हैं आध्यात्मिक जगत में. एंड तटस्थ इज जीवास. लॉर्ड इज
Lord directing only 1/3 only part will be mixing with.
No, that 1/3 is not the 1/3. मतलब ये जो it doesn't have a 1/3 existence, like that 1/3 is not finite 1/3. Tripada Ekapada means that Tripada Vibhuti and one Ekapada means its manifestation. Lord's glories, manifestation of Lord's glories. It is not your finite space. 3/4 and 1/4 is not finite. भगवान आध्यात्मिक जगत में जो अपनी चीजों को मैनिफेस्ट करते हैं, अपनी विभूतियों को मैनिफेस्ट करते हैं, वो 3/4 मैनिफेस्ट करते हैं. जो भौतिक जगत में भगवान अपनी विभूतियों को मैनिफेस्ट करते हैं, ओनली 1/4. वो है विभूति, मतलब ऑपुलेंस. इट्स नॉट दैट 3/4 एंड 1/4. वो नहीं है. It's not that the entire creation is divided into 4 parts. 3 parts are spiritual creation, 1 part is material. वो नहीं है. Material realm is also infinite. Spiritual realm is also infinite. There is no end to material realm. There is no end to spiritual realm because it's all energy. Pradhan is infinite. This is infinite. And this is also infinite. You cannot calculate the number of universes in material world. Neither you cannot calculate the universes of the spiritual world. So like sometimes say that सब जीवात्मा अगर spiritual world चले जाएंगे तो क्या हो जाएगा material world का? कुछ नहीं होगा, वैसे ही रहेगा, कोई जा नहीं पाएगा, सब वो infinite है. It is by nature, it is infinite. आपको जाना है, जा सकते हैं. अभी सब कब जाएंगे, मेरे को वेट करना है, करते रहिए. इसलिए किसी को किसी के लिए वेट करना नहीं चाहिए. सब अपना अपना भक्ति करो भाई, निकलो इधर से. वेट करेंगे तो और पता नहीं कब वेट. सो इट इज नॉट फाइनाइट, इट इज इनफाइनाइट.
These vibhutis, when you are saying, so some vibhutis will be manifesting in material world of Lord and some in spiritual world.
Yes, so that we will discuss now. Why material world is created? That's the answer to it. Okay. Yes. Yes. Arey Preeti Mataji, the Hindi person is attending the English class. Either. Okay. Yes, please ask.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी, दंडवत प्रणाम. प्रभु जी, आप बताएं कि महत्व 25 एलिमेंट्स हैं. प्रधान तत्वों के क्या बोले थे प्रभु जी, मैं लिख नहीं पाई.
प्रधान में एलिमेंट्स है, सेम 23 एलिमेंट्स आर देयर, बट इट इज नॉट मैनिफेस्टेड. इट्स इन अनमैनिफेस्टेड फॉर्म. द एलिमेंट्स आर नॉट डिफरेंशिएटेड, मतलब अलग 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 नहीं है. इट्स वन. हाउ डू आई गिव एन एग्जाम्पल ऑफ प्रधान? ओके, सो ऐसे कर सकते हैं. तो एक म्यूट. सो प्रधान और महत्त्व को समझाने के लिए मैं एक एग्जांपल देता हूं. अर्थ. दिस इज जस्ट एन एनालॉजी, ठीक है, जस्ट सो दैट यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट इज प्रधान एंड महत्त्व. ये सारे चीजें अर्थ से ही आता है ना. सो अर्थ में ये सारे चीजें अनडिफरेंशिएटेड फॉर्म में है. अर्थ में आटा भी है, अर्थ में पानी भी है, अर्थ में सॉल्ट भी है, अर्थ में ऑयल भी है, ठीक है. सो दिस इज कॉल्ड अर्थ इज कंपेयर्ड टू प्रधान. These are all not manifested also. Atta is not manifested in earth. Water is not manifested in earth. Salt is not manifested in earth. Oil is not manifested in earth. But everything is there in an unmanifested, indifferentiated. आप differentiate भी कर नहीं सकते. Correct? So this is called pradhan. And then when time आप देंगे, समय देंगे, खेती करेंगे, सब करेंगे. सो अर्थ से आटा निकलेगा, गेहूं से आटा, फिर पानी निकाल सकते हैं आप बोरिंग करके, फिर नमक निकाल सकते हैं एंड सनफ्लावर ऑयल निकाल सकते हैं. बट अभी भी ये सब अलग अलग होके, तो ये महत्त्व है. देन एक जीवात्मा आता है, that is called Brahma. And then he makes Puri. That is called creation. Manifested creation. So Puri is in unmanifested form in Mahatattva. So what it means that Mahatattva is unmanifested is Puri is unmanifested. But Mahatattva is already manifested in terms of the elements. महातत्व इज अनमैनिफेस्टेड, आटा, वाटर, सॉल्ट, ऑयल सब बन गया समय के प्रभाव से, बट पूरी नहीं बना. So when we call Pradhan is also unmanifested, Mahatattva is also unmanifested. What it means? Pradhan is like earth, Mahatattva is like from earth से आटा, वाटर, सॉल्ट, ऑयल निकल गया. तो फिर अनमैनिफेस्टेड क्या हुआ? आटा तो निकल गया. नहीं, पूरी इज अनमैनिफेस्टेड, पूरी बनाना पड़ेगा. ठीक है, तो इधर भी अव्यक्त है, इधर भी अव्यक्त है, बट दोनों अव्यक्त में डिफरेंस है. इधर क्या है? इधर एलिमेंट्स अव्यक्त है, इधर क्या है? शरीर अव्यक्त है. व्हेन वी से प्रधान में अव्यक्त है, क्या है? मतलब एलिमेंट्स ही अव्यक्त है. व्हेन वी से महत्तत्व में अव्यक्त है, मतलब क्या अव्यक्त है? द फॉर्म्स, जैसे पूरी इज अव्यक्त. आपको समझ में आया है एग्जाम्पल?
यस यस प्रभु जी.
हाँ, ये ओके. आप माता जी है ना, किचन का एग्जाम्पल दे दिया, सुविधा होगा समझ. यस. ओके, बोलिए नेक्स्ट. बाप रे, देवभूति सब समझ गई थी. ये सब कुछ एग्जाम्पल देवभूति को नहीं दिया, सोचो. एंड देन वी से लेडीज आर लेस इंटेलिजेंट. हमारे प्रभु जी लोग समझ नहीं पा रहे हैं. अजर अजर जैसे निशांत हाथ उठा रहा है. बोलो प्रभु जी. हाँ,
प्रभु जी, हम लोग जैसे सुनते हैं कि विष्णु ग्लांसेस ओवर माया. So I'm just want to clarify that object pradhan is maya only.
नहीं, विष्णु ज्ञान से सबर माया नहीं, विष्णु impregnates. So this is अव्यक्त प्रधान is basically सत energy, सगुण ब्रह्म plus बहिरंग शक्ति. That is only maya only. So बहिरंग शक्ति. Okay. So yes, correct. You can say that Vishnu glances on अव्यक्त प्रधान only. Correct. Because Pradhan has the Sattva Raja Guna, that's why it's called the Bahiranga Sakti only. Okay, next, Siddhi Rupa Mataji.
Krishna Prabhu, small question, Prabhu. Like you were saying, please explain more about this Sat energy. Now you were saying कि मतलब spiritual world में जो resource आ रहा है ये Sat energy से आ रहा है. So ये थोड़ा और समझाएंगे तो.
So resources of the spiritual world are made of the Brahma only. The main product is Brahma. Like for example, the stones, the stones in spiritual world, the bhumi of the spiritual world is made of the Brahma Sakti only. That means here the stone is there. After some 1000, 1400, 1500 or 2000 years, that stone will not look like stone. But in spiritual world, you pass on time will pass on, but the stone will look like stone only. It has Sat existence. That's what. This is clear? Sat means eternal. Eternally it is stone. But here the stone is there. After some 1000, 2000 years, the stone will become some sand or some dust particles like that. But it doesn't happen in spiritual world. Is this clear?
Yes, sir. मतलब वहाँ पे जो भी resources है, not only stone or whatever, मतलब जो भी है वो सारे eternity.
So yes, everything. Is this clear? Okay, I don't know how long we will take this spiritual world topic. We have to start some other topics also. Yes, Veer Narsimha.
Hare Krishna Guru. Like when you told about internal energy, that you gave three categories, Sachit Anand, and then the mix of them you told that they are conscious. And we have made one separate category also, that is Tatastha Shakti. So, isn't this Tatastha Shakti we are living entities only?
Yes, Tatastha Shakti is Jivas only. That's what already is mentioned.
So, we all in the same internal energy category only. So, why
it is called Tatastha. We will discuss about that Tatastha, why it is called Tatastha. Because we are supposed to answer a lot of questions. You see what all questions we wrote. Now, this is clear, and these two are remaining now. So, when we answer these two questions, then it will clear. Okay. Yes, Ansuman Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Prabhuji, that in materialistic world that it is that there is a soul and there is a material body that we can understand. But it is said that when that one go back to the spiritual world, then a spiritual body is maybe assigned or given to the.
So spiritual body is made of Brahma. Spiritual body is made of Brahma.
Okay. Then soul is Satchidananda. And spiritual body is only the Sat part, or
No, nothing like that. It's made with Satchidananda. The Sat part is already there in soul.
No, soul and body, that spiritual.
There is no difference between soul and body. There is no difference in between soul and body in spiritual world. The soul is the body, body is the soul. There is no difference.
Okay. Then there will be no distinguish between soul and body. Spiritual body and soul, there is no distinguish.
And there is distinction also, because the soul has Satchidananda, three things. And the other.
But spiritual bodies, only the.
But spiritual body, there is nothing called difference between body and soul, na Prabhu. You are so much stooped in bodily consciousness, how will you understand spiritual world? There is nothing called body. There is only soul. The soul has Sat, Chit, Ananda. Sat means it gives form, so it has a form. Now what type of form it will have? Based on the Chit, based on the Chetana. So the Sat, Chit, Ananda. The soul has the three aspects. So now what type of form the soul will have? The Sat, what form will take? Based on the Chit, based on Chetana. If I have a Gopi Chetana, I'll get my Sat will be according to a Gopi. If I am a Hanuman Chetana, it will be like a Hanuman. And accordingly, I'll get Ananda. This Sat and Chit will give you Ananda when you use this Sat and Chit to serve the Satchidananda Vigraha Krishna. You are understanding?
Yes.
So you are telling what? The Sat is separate something and Chit and some Satchidananda is nothing like that. The Chetana से Sat just convert हो जाता है, ट्रांसफॉर्म हो जाता है. आपकी चेतना गोपी की तरह है, सत आपका गोपी की तरह एक भाव, एक शरीर दे देगा. वो सेम ही है, वो सेम ही है, सच्चिदानंद. ओके, आपकी चेतना के अनुसार आप द ब्रह्मा ट्रांसफॉर्म हो जाता है. ओके, यस. हरे कृष्णा. यस, ललित प्रभु. हाँ, दंडवत.
These 23 elements का लास्ट वन क्या है? वो लिखने से पहले वो पेज खत्म.
23 elements.
Gross subtle karma sense organ. Last one 5.
5 sense objects. Sabda, rasa, gandha, sparsa, like that.
Sense object का बाद में करना.
तो वही तो 23 हो गया. 5, 3, 8, 5, 13, 5, 18, 5, 23 हो गया 23. What? 5 ज्ञानेंद्रिया, 5 कर्म इंद्रिया, 5 sense objects.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Yes. Rasmita, then Asit.
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji,
Yes.
Dhanavad Pranam.
हाँ.
Prabhuji, first of all, this is a very important class, especially for me, because so many doubts got cleared. And Prabhuji, I have 2 to 3 questions. I will just put it all together. So first is, Prabhuji, is it energy separate from Krishna, or Krishna only created the energy?
Yeah, correct. Very good. Nice. This is what the question I was looking for, which I was supposed to answer in the third thing. Spiritual world, material world and all. Yeah, I was looking for this question. Why people are not asking this question? So when you say Krishna created energy first, then what you are telling, what is meaning of created? What is the definition of your word created? There was some time when Krishna was there and the energies were not there, correct?
Yes.
So there is something called past, present and future. So in the past Krishna was there, and in the past the energies were not there, and then Krishna created this energy. So that means you are bringing a material time concept in a spiritual realm. So eternally Krishna was there, eternally the energies are there, eternally the jivas are there, eternally the three gunas are there, eternally they are existing. And their interactions creates pleasure, interactions creates material realm and all those things. And eternally time factor is there. So there is nothing called past. When you say that Krishna created the energies, immediately you are bringing a past tense in spiritual realm, which is not there. Spiritual realm, there is nothing called past. It is Nitya Vartaman. It is completely eternal, always eternal. Krishna is eternal, Vishnu is eternal. When we say Krishna expanded to Vishnu, हम बोल देते हैं, but actually Vishnu is eternal, Krishna is eternal. Not that at some point of time Vishnu was not there and then Krishna created Vishnu. It's not. Vishnu is eternal, the jivas are eternal. We say jivas are created. Jivas are not created, they are eternal. You understanding? Nitya Vartaman.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Next.
And so is our goal is to become from Saguna to Nirguna, so that we go back to spiritual world?
Yeah, so what we have to become, we will discuss in material. We do not have to become Nirguna. Definitely we have to become Nirguna, that we have to become Gunatita. That is, we have to rise above the three gunas. But the Nirguna, the Brahma, also has varieties, the varieties of sentiments, varieties of relationships with God, right? So it's not that there is no variety in the Nirguna, there is varieties of relating with God. There is, because the Chetana creates variety, the Chit Sakti, this Chit Sakti creates varieties in spiritual world. Here in material world also the Chit Sakti creates variety. What is the difference between pizza and a paratha and sabji? Same thing only na. पराठा और सब्जी खाएंगे पेट के अंदर जाएगा, मिलके वो पराठा सब्जी होगा, और पिज्जा भी खाएंगे तो क्या है, पराठा के ऊपर डाल दिया सम सब्जी डाल के एक साथ खा रहे हैं, like that. So now why the variety has come between paratha and pizza? Because of Chit Sakti. We have invested our intelligence and created that variety. So in material world the variety is created in a particular form, pizza, paratha and all those things. In spiritual world, in Nirguna Brahma also there is variety because of the Chit Sakti, the Chetana to serve the Lord. Someone wants to serve the Lord as a gopi, so variety is created. Someone wants to serve the Lord as a cow, variety is created. So spiritual variety is created by spiritual Chetana, material variety is created by material Chetana. As we discussed more about the third question, difference between material realm and spiritual realm, we will get into more about Nirguna and what is exactly Nirguna and what happens in spiritual world. Okay?
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, yes, Asit Prabhu, then Sukriti Mataji, then Ajay Jana Prabhu. Yes. My goodness, so many questions you have. Syama Priya, where is she? She gave one class and then so many questions came. Yes, yes, bolo.
There's a common question I want to know. Prabhu, you told moment of sun is called time. Moment of sun is called moment of sun is time. Prabhuji, when sun rises, from sun rises to sunset, the moment of time is 6 o'clock, it is morning, it is 12 o'clock, it is afternoon, it is 6 p.m., it is evening. Prabhuji, same way after the evening, the moment of moon also started. And same way in the after 6 o'clock, 9 p.m., 12 a.m., then the same moment starting from sun rises to sunset, same way moon rises and moon sets morning time.
So what's the question?
You told the movement of sun is called time. The sun movement of sun is movement from morning to evening, and movement of moon is starting from evening to morning. Then Prabhuji, the movement of moon is also going on. No.
Yes. So in material cosmos, Vedic cosmology, everything is centered around sun. So all other things are dependent on sun. Moon is also dependent on sun's. So sun is the deciding factor. Raja samasta suramurti asesa teja. So Brahma Samhita Krishna. Raja samasta suramurti asesa teja. So it is called the Raja. The sun is the king of all planets. So based on sun's movement, everything is calculated. So material world is anyway a relative place. So Vedic cosmology calculates everything based on movement of sun. You can also calculate everything based on moon, and the scientists are calculating everything based on earth. So it's a relative. तो आप किसी से भी calculate कर सकते हैं, but sun से calculate करेंगे तो वो लॉजिकली सब जगह फिट होता है. शायद अर्थ से कैलकुलेट करेंगे तो ह्यूमन बींग्स के लिए सब सही रहेगा, देवताओं के लिए गड़बड़ हो जाएगा, क्योंकि देवता ऊपर से देख रहा है, वो देख रहा है कि सन मूव कर रहा है, एंड अर्थ से कैलकुलेट करने से उनका कैलकुलेशंस कंप्लीट नहीं होगा. ओके, so you can calculate based on moon, you can calculate based on earth, as the scientists are doing, but on an absolute level, keeping the pole star as the fixed element, even the scientists also say that the pole star is fixed. That's why they use compass as pole star. So keeping pole star as the fixed thing, sun is actually moving. So they use sun as the coordinate, like 0, 0. For example, all of you would have read x-axis, y-axis, then there is origin. So if an object is here and you want to put the coordinates, so you can put origin here, you can put origin here also, you can put origin here also, wherever you want you can put origin. Based on that origin, the coordinates will change. I don't know whether you understood what I am telling. This is coordinate geometry. Did you understand what I am telling? Okay, I will give another example. You are sitting in Baleswar or whatever, wherever place. Okay, so we can decide your coordinates based on keeping Bhubaneswar as a fixed person thing. और भुवनेश्वर से 300 किलोमीटर दूर में असित बैठा हुआ है. We can keep Calcutta also as a fixed person. Calcutta से 150 किलोमीटर दूर में असित बैठा हुआ है. We can keep Delhi also as a fixed position. Based on all these things, the distance will change. But are you changing?
No.
So that's what I am telling. Okay. Based on what you are using to calculate time, time may have different changes, but time is time only. Just like Asit is sitting in Baleswar. वीर नरसिम्हा is telling असित 400 किलोमीटर दूर बैठा हुआ है, और ये बोल रहा है असित 150 किलोमीटर दूर बैठा हुआ है, वो बोल रहा है असित 500 किलोमीटर दूर बैठा हुआ है. अरे असित थोड़ी ना चेंज हो रहा है, वो तो बैठा ही हुआ है. बाकी लोग अपने हिसाब से असित को डिफाइन कर रहे हैं. दिस इज कॉल्ड रिलेटिविटी. कृष्णा गोविंदा. ओके, यस, अजय जना प्रभु. I hope all of you are feeling interesting. Yes.
We used to tell that in the spiritual world, everything is soul. There is no concept of body. Now say I am Mr. X, you are Mr. Y, she is Mrs. whatever. Now when the soul leaves the body, and because if we do a good karma, if my soul goes to the spiritual world, then how the soul will be distinguished among themselves that this soul was Mr. X, this soul was Mr. Y, and this soul was Mrs. X, whatever. Is there any demarcation?
No demarcation. Once you enter spiritual world, you will enter with your Chetana. It's not that Ajay Jana Prabhu entered spiritual world. Nothing. Whatever you are, just like it is said that once you get up, all the dream is just a dream, correct?
Yes.
Like that. It's a dream only. When you enter spiritual world, material world is just like waking up from the dream. हो गया वो अजय जेना क्या, कितना सारा जेना महापात्र प्रधान सब गया है, आप केवल अभी जेना देख रहा है। कितना सारा पत्नी गया, कितना पति गया, क्या क्या गया पता नहीं हो। अभी इस अजय जेना में आपको गुरु मिले हैं, आपको भगवान मिले हैं, इसी अजय जेना को एंड मार दीजिए, फुल स्टॉप मारिए। ये जेना कार्य जो है सब बंद करके अजय हो जाइए, अमर हो जाइए, अजय, राइट। सो हाउ यू कैन बिकम अमर? बाय सरेंडरिंग टू अजय, दैट इज कृष्णा. कृष्णा इज कॉल्ड अजीत और अजय. By surrendering your life to Ajay, you will become Amar. And then you may remember little bit Tanushree Mataji, because she was instrumental also. She came first to Bhakti and then you came. So some things about Bhakti and how he came, the Jivatma remembers. But very झापसा, very blurred. And वो spiritual world घुसने के बाद एक बिरजा नदी आता है. बिरजा नदी में आत्मा स्नान करता है. उसके बाद तो बस बिरजा, आफ्टर बिरजा, बी राजा का इस साइड गुणों के प्रभाव है, बी राजा के उस साइड गुणों के प्रभाव नहीं है. आप जो अभी अजय जेना और तनुश्री जेना, अनिरुद्ध जेना, ये सब गुणों के प्रभाव से आपको एक डेफिनेशन दिया गया है. तो जैसे ही बिरजा नदी पार करेंगे सब गया फिर वो. So you want to go?
I will not be qualified to go there. So
no, we will qualify you. Are you ready for to give up your attachment to your flat, to your bungalow, to your wife and children and everything? We will give you qualification.
Relative to Prabhuji.
No, I am asking you. Forget about relative and all those things. क्या आप पूछ के बताएंगे क्या? प्रवीण जी बुला रहे, चलेंगे क्या? Okay, no problem. You take your own time, but don't take eternal time. Take some time in material world. Okay, yes. Sukriti Mataji, then Siddha Prabhu. Yes. Sukriti Devi Dasi. Yes.
Prabhuji, my questions are related to space. I have two questions. Like, is material world created at some point of time? Like, everything is eternal. You are telling like Vishnu is eternal, everything is eternal. So, is material world created at some point of time, or was it always eternal? And like you were telling about Virja Nadi, so it has to be some physical dimensions, no, Virja Nadi. So that means there is some starting point of material world, and spiritual world is ending at that point. And Prabhu, second question is like when we go to Vrindavan, like we are saying that 9 lakh cows were in the courtyard. So what we are seeing is based on our consciousness. So then the Gokul Angan is something different.
Yeah.
How to understand all these things?
So the Gokul Angan which we see is completely different than Gokul Angan, because Gokul Angan is a spiritual space, is infinite. So it can fit in 9 lakh cows also, 12 lakh cows also, whatever 1 crore gopis also. It is like eternal, it's infinite. So we are seeing something else. We are seeing a material manifestation of Vrindavan when we are going Vrindavan. And the second question is that is the material realm created? Yes, that's what meaning of time. So the difference between Pradhan and Mahat Tattva is what? You see? The time in element is there. So that means Pradhan doesn't have a time element. It is Nitya Vartaman, it is eternal. But the time element is invested by the Lord, right? And here comes the creation, destruction and maintenance. जो हम क्रिएशन डिस्ट्रक्शन मेंटेनेंस करते हैं वो भगवान समय को जब प्रधान के साथ मिला के बनाते हैं, महत तत्व बनाते हैं, उधर महत तत्व इज क्रिएटेड, महत तत्व इज annihilated. And that's why there is a verse in Bhagavad Gita. Kushal Bihari Prabhu, search the verse. Vyakta abhyakta sanatana bhutva bhutva praliyate. So Krishna says bhutva bhutva praliyate. again and again there is creation, again and again there is annihilation. So Krishna is meaning about Mahatattva, right? Vyakta, Avyakta, Avyakta, Vyakta, Sanatana. So Mahatattva is again and again created, Mahatattva is again and again annihilated, Bhutva Bhutva Praliyate. So this Mahatattva has a particular creation time, particular destruction time. That's true. At some point of time the universes are created, then the universes are annihilated, become Mahatattva, and then again they are created. He's telling, I don't know, some verses he has put. Okay, is this clear? Sukruti, Devidasi. So, Pradhan doesn't have a time element. It is like eternal, like spiritual only with the gunas, Saguna Brahma. But then, Mahatattva is created again and again. Matlab, created again and again means what? Krishna invests and again the Mahatattva comes into existence and annihilates, comes into existence like that.
And there is physical boundary too, means from after Virja Nadi.
No, there is no physical boundary means what? There is a separation, definitely. But since this side is also infinite and that side is also infinite, there is no physical boundary. This is also infinite, this is also infinite, then what is physical boundary? Just Viraja Nadi. Okay, and Viraja Nadi also are not finite, it is also infinite. Thus the separation is there. Okay, yes. Yet there is unmanifested nature which is eternal and transcendental. To this manifested world. So he is putting Bhagavad Gita 8:20. Vyakta Sanatana. Read that verse, Kushal Bihari Prabhu.
Parastasmatu bhavanyo.
Parastas. Parastasmatu bhavanyo, that is the spiritual realm. Vyakta Avyakta Sanatana. So it is beyond the Vyakta also and beyond the Avyakta also. Matlab this Avyakta Krishna is talking about Mahatattva and Pradhan. So it is beyond the Vyakta and beyond the Avyakta. Okay? Is this clear? Yes. Siddha Prabhu. Last, I think. When I will complete spiritual world? Yes.
प्रभु जी मेरा एक क्वेश्चन है, जो 5 कर्मेंद्रिय है, मतलब हैंड, लेग, माउथ और अन्ना सब, और एक क्या है?
Genitals.
Okay.
Genitals.
And another thing, when we will go to the spiritual world, like we have some चेतना है, जैसे माय चेतना is like साख्य भाव और दास्य भाव कुछ भी है, तो सेम सिमिलर चेतना on the other person का है, तो then how will distinguish? मतलब सिद्ध भी वो भी सेम हो जाएगा, श्री निताई पे दोनों सेम होंगे क्या?
नहीं, because the Chetana also has varietedness. The Chetana, it's not that fully you will have Dasya Bhav. So you are seeing Dasya as just only servant, but there are so many types of servant based on your how you want to serve. So one can serve as bringing water for Krishna, one can serve as bringing pan for Krishna, one can serve as, there are infinite varieties of service. In ISKCON you see someone wants to do service. There are infinite varieties of service.
Okay, got it. Suppose I want to call someone, so how I'll address him? If there is no name or nothing, only soul.
No, there will be name, na? Based on the service, the name is there. Based on the service, based on the thing, service, you will get a name also.
Okay. Another Prabhu, when we enter the material world, before entering the material world, where we are staying, in Mahavishnu or in the spiritual world, where was?
So as soon as you say that before entering material world where we are staying, it's very difficult. So we were there. So when Mahavishnu is, you'll see here it is written. So Mahavishnu, when he is glancing at Pradhan, he is glancing with time and Jiva. So Jivas are there in the navel of the Mahavishnu. Okay. And the Jivas from the navel of Mahavishnu goes into the Mahatattva, right? And then again when Mahatattva is dissolved, then again they come to the navel of the Mahavishnu. Okay. And some Jivas, those who are going to spiritual world, they go.
No, so that is the question. When we are staying in level of Mahavishnu, why came here? Why will not come to? Why will not go to the spiritual world?
Because you still have your ichha, your chit. So the jiva is sat, chit and ananda. And जीवा जब तक ये चेतना भगवान की सेवा के लिए उसका अवेकन नहीं है तो वो मटेरियल वर्ल्ड में घूमता रहेगा based on chetana only na. That's what we established in the beginning. It's the consciousness which decides everything.
Actually in Mahavishnu we are just staying in sleeping mode na. So there also chetana or anything.
You are sleeping, but when you get up you want chai. Another person gets up and wants chanting. Difference chetana na.
Okay.
You get up and say, where is my bead bag? And another person gets up, chai kahan hai, newspaper kahan hai? You are sleeping, but what do you do after getting up? But Paramatma, but Krishna knows कि आपका चेतना कहाँ है, सोते समय क्या चेतना है, उठने के बाद क्या चेतना होगा, तो वो पता है. तो इसीलिए अभी आप उठे हुए हैं, इस समय आपकी चेतना को परिवर्तन करके आध्यात्मिक जगत की चेतना बना दीजिए, तो फिर आपको सोना नहीं पड़ेगा. और फिर सोएंगे भी तो उठने के बाद फिर आपको भगवान की जगत में उठेंगे आप डायरेक्टली. चेतना ना, स्लीपिंग से क्या फर्क पड़ता है, चेतना तो है. खाली मान लो खाली सो जाने से कोई अगर भगवत धाम चला जाता है तो मैं तो सो जाऊं, पर सोने के उठने के बाद भी वही चेतना रहता है. वो कल अगर चाय ढूंढ रहा था, आज सो के उठने के बाद क्या वो भागवतम ढूंढेगा? वो चाय ही ढूंढेगा. चाय 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 को था, नो आई हैव सीन इन रेलवे स्टेशन. सो जाता है, फिर उठता है, चाय चाय चाय, फिर सो जाता है, फिर उठता है, चाय चाय चाय. कुछ तो परिवर्तन नहीं होता है उसका. बट कोई भक्त आता है उसके जीवन में तो चाय नहीं ढूंढता है, चैंटिंग ढूंढता है, वो बीड बैग ढूंढता है. सुबह उठता है, बीड बैग कहाँ है मेरा? ओके. हरे कृष्ण. यू लाइक द एग्जाम्पल? Okay, and now he is telling about the face cut and everything. Yeah, so everything is dependent on the chetana, right? Lalita has a different face cut, Visakha has a different face cut based on their service, right? Lalita's main service is to ensure that Radharani doesn't become submissive to Krishna. That is her main service in spiritual world. Lalita Sulalitam. Lalita Sugani. Recently I was reading Lalita Astakam written by Rupa Goswami. I was telling our Dharan Krishna also. So that is different people have different services. Based on the service they get the face cutting, they get the service, they get the resources. So everything you get. Okay. All the best. I hope the questions are clear till now. So we have 2 things remaining. I think we'll take only 1 class to complete the mysteries of spiritual world, and I don't think we will do the mysteries of destiny, which is actually our real thing that we started. We'll take some time and then we'll start the first canto also. Okay. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Spiritual world, material world ki jai. कपिल देवहूति संवाद की जय. देवहूति माता जी की जय. हरे कृष्णा. श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय.